Hey there, welcome back. Okay, so I know I released a video last week, and this was coming every 2 weeks, and I was just gonna push this video until next week, but I don't think I can do that. No. So story time. Let's start with a little story. I was scrolling through Twitter, and on my timeline, an account popped up where someone retweeted a tweet from this account called @RefuseFascism. And the tweet contained a video of people in KKK-like hoods, and they were chanting. And you know, if you're proficient in Twitter, I guess, the video plays automatically, at least for me it does. And so all I knew was that people in KKK-like hoods were shouting things. And before I read the caption, I looked at the video, and then I read the caption, and then I scrolled through the comments, read the caption again, and I was just completely baffled at this. I wasn't so much baffled that people were out in white hoods, because that's where we are in America right now. I was more so baffled that this was a protest against white supremacy and Donald Trump taking office. And the person who was speaking was saying popular Donald Trump quotes about Mexicans, his quote about filling Guantanamo Bay, his quote about waterboarding and torturing the families of terrorist suspects, things like that. And after each quote, the other people in hoods who were with him screamed "Hail Trump," and they did the signature Nazi salute where they raised their hand, palm tilted to the air. Caption of the tweet says #illegitimate POTUS. So, you know, we call President Obama POTUS, or we used to by the time this comes out. Okay. So, illegitimate POTUS, fascist program, street theater that is deadly serious. Millions must stop it. Get in the streets, stay in the streets. When I saw this tweet, my immediate reaction, immediately upon seeing the video, was like, oh my god, the KKK, they're getting bolder. I knew this would happen, da 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 da. And then I went through that whole process of reading the caption and reading the comments, and I was baffled. That's the only word I have right now, is baffled and heated. I'm seething at this. Because you see, anyone's first reaction, especially anyone who, haha, is my complexion, is going to see a video like that and immediately think that that is the KKK. And my first question to this group is really y'all couldn't find a better way to protest? No one stopped you and was like, hey, this is a really bad idea. Going out dressed as a KKK in a form of protest is a really bad idea. We probably shouldn't do this. No one thought that. No one had the forethought to think that. Yeah, this blows my mind, because you seriously thought that it was a good idea to go out in KKK hoods a day and a half before a blatantly racist president-elect who is trying to fill his cabinet with white supremacists is sworn into office. You thought that was smart? You really thought that was smart? And in the comments of the tweet, someone had the audacity to mock the fact that people couldn't or wouldn't realize at first that this was protest theater. I've been doing theater for basically my entire life, and that is not theater. Okay? So we're gonna sit here and we're gonna pretend as if we should mock people because they can't discern between the real KKK and the fake KKK, because honestly it just looks like a bunch of white people in KKK hoods. And let's just pretend that we were out on the street and we saw this KKK mob protesting. What do you think would happen? Seriously though, because I should not have to stand and wait and listen to figure out that you're just a protest. Because let's be honest, any black person that sees a group of people in KKK hoods is running in the other direction. We're running in the other direction. And the funny thing is, I googled this, and this particular incident didn't even pop up. But other incidents have popped up where people have thought that it was okay in protest to Donald Trump and his being elected and his being inaugurated and him appointing trying to appoint Jeff Sessions, thought that it was appropriate to grab their mock KKK garb and go out and protest in the name of being against white supremacy. You know who probably stopped to watch these protests? I'm gonna be so real with you, it was white people. I have no doubt in my mind that it was white people, because the KKK is no threat to white people. The KKK's intention is not to harm white people. Their intention, first and foremost, is to harm and exterminate the black race. So I'm sure a group of well-intended white people stood around and thought that this was some really good protest theater, and thought that this was really, really making a statement. And I'm sure as they approached this group of people in white hoods, trying to figure out what it was, that there was no fear in their soul. And to be quite honest, if you can't see how much of a bad idea this is, and you're white, I'm sorry to tell you, but your white privilege is showing. It is showing. And you can no longer hide it at this point. Because it is a privilege to see KKK hoods and not fear for your life. It is a privilege to see a video of this, or see people in KKK hoods out in public, and be able to stand and have the time to listen to what they have to say without fear that they're going to torture your church, or bomb your house, or call you nigger as they chase you down the street. That's privilege. That is white privilege at its finest. This protest was the epitome of white privilege. It is blatant privilege to ignore the decades of horror black Americans were subjected to and endured at the hands of the KKK. And it's privilege, it is pure privilege to sit there and advocate for this group because it's protest theater. And it is white privilege to even think that this is protest theater. This protest was not only poorly thought out, but it was insensitive, inconsiderate, and frankly, to be so very honest with you, it screamed of white people trying to get a reaction at the expense of the very people that they call themselves allies towards. I get it. You know, you want to go out, you want to make change with this really bold statement, but what are you sacrificing? And who are you traumatizing in the process? Because that's traumatizing. I was sitting in a room presumably very far away from wherever that video was, and I was still on edge. That still gave me anxiety. And I shouldn't have to click into it to figure out that it's a protest. Because within the first 15 seconds alone, it doesn't seem like a protest. It seems like a bunch of white people got together, decided they were going to put on their KKK hoods and go out and scream Donald Trump quotes. That's the world we live in. Because that could very well happen. That's not theater, that's not art. Because that could happen. That has been happening. Prime example, you have a Black Lives Matter protest, and then the KKK shows up to, I guess, counter-protest. And the cops protected the KKK members. They protected the anti-Black Lives Matter protest. They don't protect the Black Lives Matter protest. That's the world we live in. Where white supremacists are out and about. They're in the White House. They're in Congress. There are neighbors, there are police officers, there are lawyers, there are doctors. And you want to go out and you want to protest looking like them, you're normalizing them. And you're perpetuating fear. White allies usually sometimes I question whether or not you're protesting for us, or whether or not you're protesting for your conscience. Because that's what that was. That was so in 5 years you can tell your grandkids you did something scandalous. You dressed up as a KKK member to fight against white supremacy. How does that even make sense? I'm not going to say that I hope you enjoyed this video, because to be quite honest, I didn't enjoy recording it. If you vibe with what I was saying, or you have any comments, or just want to talk and have a dialogue, please start that in the comment section below. Please like this video, share it, subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. I released an article on casual anxiety this week because it is blog week and not YouTube week for me, and it's a blog article that is that goes in tandem with this video. It's a more concise version. This is kind of where I let my feelings roam free and just bubble out of me. Yeah, that's link is in the info box below. All my social media info is also in the info box below. My sticker campaign on respectability politics is still happening, so I'll leave that link down below as well, and I will see you in a week.